pass. You almost passed him.
Welcome to Classic Game Room. There's a lot of budget-priced racing games on the PlayStation 2 like DT Racer. What does the DT stand for? I have no idea, but I wrote a list of possibilities. Direct Transfer, Destination Tokyo, Digital Technology, which is kind of boring, Delicious Tarantulas, Dynamic Tango, and my favorite, Derelict Theremin. DT Racer. No matter what the DT stands for, this is a game that falls into the trap of style over substance, big time. Had the designers put as much effort into the racing physics as they did the crashing effects, they'd have something with this game. DT Racer is a 2005 release for the PlayStation 2, self-described as an extreme tuner. Maybe that's what the T stands for in DT Racer. But what does the D stand for? Because extreme starts with an X, or the letter E if you spell it properly, but ET Racer sounds like a very different game, and a really bad one. Perhaps DT Racer has the only two letters sitting next to each other that aren't copyrighted, because personally I think BK Racer sounds fun and delicious. But let's get away from the letters and move on to the game, which looks a lot like this, which actually looks pretty good. To the designer's credit, DT Racer has some excellent style, and some really nice tracks that copy real-world tracks, but the problem is that all of the cars suck. For starters, none of them are licensed vehicles, but they look exactly like licensed vehicles, which is fine. The issue is in how they drive. Terribly. Maybe that's what the T stands for in DT Racer. Driving terribly. I think I'm onto something with that, because while the game seems like it would be really fun, the driving sucks all of the fun out of it, and the only thing that you're left with is some good crashes and cool replays. Whether you're driving the cheapest car or this one, the most expensive car, they're all exactly the same, and handle like bricks in a sandbox. Honestly, I don't think this was a great place for BF Goodrich to advertise. The only thing the tires do in DT Racer is create smoke. They certainly don't have any traction. The understeer is incredible in this game, and there's no finesse in the braking whatsoever, so it's all or nothing, forcing you to attempt to drift, which just spins your car around. If you eventually win a race, you're congratulated by this girl, who looks like a half-formed replicant from Blade Runner. Somebody should put her back in the mold or eject her out the airlock, one or the other. Yet, if this game's objective was to not be a direct clone of something like Gran Turismo, they succeeded. It's just that the driving is so terrible. Yes, it's an arcade-style driving game, so they're not going for realism, but Tokyo Extreme Racer blows this game away. You can easily tell they put a lot more work into the style instead of actual visibility. It's extremely hard to see where you're going, particularly on the night tracks, and the roads are really tight, which is kind of a problem when you can't brake or steer. You can boost, which immediately throws your car out of control, and you'll also run out of gas. A lot. But for whatever reason, after generally disliking all of the races, it was fun to watch the replays. The crashing effects are really quite good and very entertaining. Perhaps they want you to crash in DT Racer. It's the game's strongest feature. The DT could stand for Die Trying. DT Racer has a techno soundtrack, much of which was supplied by DJ Tiesto, whose initials would be DT.
You're the king of the hill now.
You also get a cheesy narrator as well as some two-player gameplay in arcade mode, a Grand Prix mode. DT Racer tries to give you a lot, everything except the racing. It's like ordering a gin and tonic without the glass. Sure, it tastes good, but you have to lick the bar to get to it. It's the San Juan racetrack, which looks a lot like something else. You can find DT Racer on the PlayStation 2 for just a couple bucks these days, but you can also find Gran Turismo 3 for a few dollars. So you have a lot of options at that low price point on the PS2. If you really like driving and driving games, I think this one will drive you crazy. In conclusion, what does the DT stand for? Dynamic Theremin, DJ Tiesto, Dominican Tapioca, Drunk Pterodactyl. Wait, no, that starts with a P. We can rule that one out. It's a mystery. DT Racer. Don't try.
Sorry, you lose.